Hey everyone, welcome to night 4 of our home groups. On Sunday, my sermon title was Selah, and we looked at 2 Chronicles chapter 20. The word Selah was popularly used in the book of Psalms that means to pause and reflect. The writer of most of the Psalms, King David, he put Selah in between some of his chapters as a time to pause and reflect on the truth of God that he wrote. Now David, he was a musician, and in musical terms, the pause and reflect can be seen as an interlude or a praise break. In light of our series, Time to Rise, I believe that you and I are called to be a people of the praise break, to be worshipers. I believe we're all called to be worshipers, but way far beyond Sunday morning praise and worship and songs. It's meant to be a lifestyle. We see this in 2 Chronicles 20, where King Jehoshaphat is confronted by his enemies. In this passage, he was warned, Jehoshaphat was warned that multiple armies were coming to attack the people of Judah. And scripture says that Jehoshaphat was struck with fear. But instead of worrying about his circumstance, he chose to seek the Lord in his worship. The odds were against him. But in his worship, the Lord spoke through another man to remind him that he should stand his ground in this battle because God would fight for him. You see, God will always make much of our little. In our choices to worship in the midst of our fear, we will always be reminded that the battle is the Lord's. So Jehoshaphat places his singers on the front line of the battle to worship the Lord, singing, "Give thanks to the Lord, for his steadfast love endures forever." And scripture also says that upon the praises of Jehoshaphat and his army, their enemies began to wipe each other out. Worship is our warfare. I believe that the only thing that stands in between our valleys of defeat and our valleys of victory is worship. Worship is the way we rise. When you and I choose to worship, we admit our weakness, but God's power will always be made perfect in our weaknesses. This is how we fight our battles, not by the strength of our effort, but by the surrender of our worship. Worship is the way we will rise.